All right, people are faced with decisions every single day, and some people just get stuck and never make a decision. And they get stuck in this half point of where they are doing something halfway and they're doing the other thing the other halfway, but they never fully commit. And today I'll be talking about just the lessons I've learned around this topic specifically, and why that you might want to fully commit. If you don't know me, my name is Ethan James. I'm just documenting the lessons I've learned inside of my own life, and sharing them out into the public to hopefully benefit at least one person. So, I'll tell you first a little bit story about my life when I really realized this, and what made it really true for me. Then I'll get to the reasons why I think people get stuck, just my theory, and then I'll tell you what to do about it and how to do it. So, and then why you should actually do it. So first with the story. So I was 19. So I'm 21 now. So it was about 2 years ago. I was doing digital marketing still. I mean, I started the digital marketing agency at 18. So I've been doing it for about 4 years now. But I was selling PR services to real estate agents. And I think that the reason why I got stuck in this halfway between making a decision and half not doing it at all, was I was selling PR services, and basically PR services are branding, and I wanted to do lead generation. So branding is like, hey, this is going to help over the long term. Lead generation is more direct response, getting the money in and out, basically as quickly as possible. And I thought, I mean, this is just a young 19-year-old, that branding was no longer important to real estate agents just because of the experiences I've had on sales calls, which turned out to be not true. But what I did learn is I was selling one thing and I really wanted to do something else, but I was selling one product while thinking about the other, and that killed me. I'm not kidding. I got stuck in that. I was trying to sell PR services to real estate agents for about 7 months before I actually pulled the trigger and switched to lead generation. And you know what happened in that 7 months? I sold about 2 clients in that total of 7 months, maybe one. I'm not too sure exactly, but it's because I wasn't fully committed. I wasn't fully committed to selling PR services to real estate agents. And that's when I realized, I look back at the 7 or 8 months, and then as I'm starting to actually fully commit to lead generation, I'm like, why didn't I just do this 7 months ago instead of pedaling and twiddling my thumbs for 7 months, not trying to make any money? I mean, I was trying to, but I got stuck in the world. I was like, well, you know what? And now I'm going to get into why I think people get stuck. Because what was going through my head, and maybe if you're listening to this and you have something in your life that you may not be fully committed to, because there is that the the woman in the red dress, right, that you see walking by when you really should be focusing on your goal. So I think that when it really comes down to is, I think that people are afraid of making the wrong decision. For me, in my story, I was selling PR services, and I was afraid if I stopped selling PR services, then I wouldn't make any money because I'd stop selling. But then if I switched over to lead generation, then I would have to learn this thing. And it's fear of the unknown is really what it is, right? Fear of missing out, whatever you want to call it. It's just fear in general. And what I'm here to tell you, and and I continue to learn this throughout all domains of my life: health, relationships, wealth, fitness, whatever it is. What to do about it? Just pick. If I can just bang one thing if you're on the fence right now about something, and it doesn't matter how long you've been on, like, honestly, the more you've been on the fence about something, the better. Because I'm telling you right now, because that's going to make you make the decision. Because you can look back, if you've been on the fence about something for 2 years now, you're going to be like, dude, I've been wasting 2 years of my life to try to make this decision. Just make it. And honestly, you think that you want to gather all the information, but at a certain point, it starts to become diminishing returns, right? You have all the information you need to make a decision. And I think that's like, I quote Alex Hormozi all the time. He's if you listen to me talk, you'll understand. I take a lot of stuff that he says, but he gives an example of when a girl, or let's just say a 10-year-old, is trying to learn how to figure skate, right? And he's like, I don't know whether I should be a coach for a figure skater or go professional. And this guy's never figure skated in his life. He's never skated at all. He's never gone to the rink. You're gonna look at the kid and be just like, get on the rink. Like, you don't know until you actually do it and try. And quite honestly, that's how it is. Is like, if I think that in my life, at least, Layla actually says this. She says, true commitment is behaving as if alternatives do not exist. And like, I think that if you can truly commit 100%, if you're on decision A right now, you're on A and you're looking at B, whether it is either you focus fully on decision A because you know and you believe that this thing is right, or if you switch to B, then you fully commit. It's not 50-50, it's not 60-40, it's not 90-10, it's 100-0 is what you should be doing, because at least that's what I should be doing, because that's what I'm optimizing for. It also makes your life a lot easier, just as a side, because then you have to worry about any alternatives. So, I mean, it's like, and then I have a couple of quotes written down. Another by Alex Hormozi. He says, it's amazing what you can accomplish when you behave as, it's amazing what you can accomplish when you have no choice. And I think for me, if you think about a guy and he only has one way he can make money, just one, and you can, again, apply this to all domains in life, but like in a business context, if you just have, like, if you just knew how to farm, like, and you had zero other skills, and you didn't think that online business was a thing, you didn't think that you can make money in real estate, like, if you just knew how to farm, how likely is it that you're going to make that into a big business if that's your goal? Pretty likely, because that's his only option. And I think that, like, again, it's amazing what you can accomplish when you have no choice. Imagine a guy who's got deserted on an island, and he didn't have any survival skills. He didn't know how to cook. He didn't know how to hunt. He didn't know how to do any of that stuff. But he had no other choice to survive. I think that's the beautiful thing about this, is that, like, it doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter if you have, like, if it is better to make a decision right now than it is to spend 6 months to try to make a decision, try to gather enough information, because at a certain point, it's not going to help your situation at all. So that's what to do about it. Why you should do it? Now, this is actually funny enough. I keep a quote vault. So basically all my quotes that I hear, I put them in a database. And one of the things that my dad actually gave me, he said, I'd rather shoot for something and miss than aim for nothing and hit. And when I read this, a lot of people read that like, obviously that's the goal. Like, I'd rather shoot for something and miss, and then aim for nothing and hit. And I think that, like, people say they want this thing, but then if you are stuck in a situation, right? Again, just remembering off the top of my head, Alex Hormozi has something called no half measures, right? Like, if you are half measuring something, saying, I want this, but I really am doing this, and you're doing both things and you're splitting your attention, that is the something that you should be, like, you are literally aiming for nothing and hitting it, because you're accomplishing nothing in that domain. So all that to say, my 2 cents, and at least in my experience, and I continue to try to learn this lesson over and over again in my life. But just, I mean, what this YouTube channel is honestly just like me documenting my experiences, so I can watch this back and listen to myself. So, but if you're in the same boat as me, that you are stuck in a situation to where you're splitting your attention between 1 or even 2 or 3 different things, what I would say is just go for one, because what happens is, if you put all your energy to one thing for 6 months, a year, you'll have the information to know, and this might go a little long here, but what I want to say is you'll have the information here to know to switch. And in a sales pitch that Alex Hormozi says, he says, and when you have a guarantee, is like we both want to know that we want you to have an informed decision, correct? And the person goes, yeah, that's exactly what I want, an informed decision. Great. Well, how are you supposed to make an informed decision when you haven't been on the inside? I'll leave you with that. It's been